Peace everyone, it's BlackHighPriestess. As you can see, I have a painting here. This was the in full bloom spring edition of the Sip and Paint going on at the Promontory. So I've been working on some artwork at the Sip and Paints. I'll be selling some of those, showing you all some of those. This one's called Season of the Witch. But and I'm testing out my new light. I'm getting some more equipment, getting labels, getting things together. And on that note, something's really been on my mind lately, and it is the subject of the Mammy Syndrome for Black women, and how easily Black women are persuaded to become mothers before wives. And I want to focus on where we are now, not this, not the narratives of going back into slavery, but actually talking about where we are now as Black people and some of the solutions. But this is kind of an intimate conversation that I want to specifically have with dark-skinned Black women in America. And dark-skinned Black women who are models, or who are constantly praised for your sex appeal. It is important to understand our worth as uber feminine women who arouse the masculinity and who arouse the sexual nature in others. It's important for extremely beautiful and sexy sisters who are as intelligent as me, who have even more financial or collegiate success. You have more degrees, things like that. Sisters who are not on a spiritual route, but are on a more of a social success route, so to speak. This is for, all demographics of dark-skinned Black women in America, and this is for all ages. But I do want to specifically talk to my sisters and have an intimate conversation about some things that some of your mothers did not teach you about Black men, and some things that you dark-skinned gorgeous sisters did not learn effectively growing up about Black men. Some sisters like me, we never had a chance to really see Black men in a good light because I grew up around white people. So all the Black men were already under the spell of white women are better. So all the Black men that I were around already were affected by colorism. No matter how much they preferred me, it was only the white men that came at me. And the one brother that I dated, this was as a teenager, so we weren't sexually active. He went with the white girl to be sexually active. So these are some of the things that I want to discuss when I talk about extremely feminine Black women. Because Black women who have grown up with the same level of self-esteem and self-worth, who grew up in an environment where you were taught femininity, or where you grew up around upper class people or around predominantly white people, understanding that white femininity is very different than Black femininity in the hood and in general in America. So when you're groomed around predominantly white people, or around a upper class, higher class, more elite setting, you as a woman, regardless of your race, are going to have a lot more femininity, a lot more natural, nurtured femininity, based on having role models of women and growing up around women who behaved with femininity, and growing up around women who served as role models for femininity. Very different than the womanhood in the hood, in the ghetto. So I'm having a conversation with Black women who are diverse enough to be relevant outside of the ghetto and who have already been trained in femininity, where you're beyond the Black man's need to destroy the Black woman to feel superior. You know, some sisters grew up in happy households, had fathers in the home, had enough money where your parents had a car, you didn't really struggle. You know, some of you sisters don't actually have the street smart aspect of being a Black woman. You don't have any hood experiences. Some of you don't have any you don't have any hood pass about you. Some of you sisters, you know, from predominantly Black communities, you don't have no soul about you to really understand how inferior Black men are. And I guess the first things I want to say is dark-skinned Black women who are feminine. If you are not aware on a spiritual level because your hair is natural or you're spiritually activated, because most dark-skinned, we are we're a huge commodity because we are becoming rare in a lot of ways. The exposure of us is so rare that, you know, we are the revolution. And when you're a dark-skinned woman and you don't understand that you're just naturally, you have this element of being a witch because there is a witch hunt for us. Society hates us. Whether or not you identify as a witch, you know, which is what my brand is about, the empowered Black woman, or whether or not you identify with any spiritual power as a sister, you have to understand you are part of this witch hunt. And as a dark-skinned Black woman, I'm warning you, don't ever take any relationship advice from any female whose skin is lighter than yours. So no matter what complexion of dark skin you have, don't take any advice from a woman whose skin is lighter than your skin. That is the level of spiritual warfare we are at. You have to start qualifying sisterhood. And if you have not noticed the difference in the way light-skinned women deal with Black men, receive Black men, use Black men for money, and play along into the white supremacist structure of erasing us and competing with us for the men that God made for us, then you're becoming part of the problem. Another thing, dark-skinned Black women. Some of your mothers, and like I said, some of you all, you didn't have like me, you didn't have a father who had kids hither and yonder, who was a Rolling Stone, where you got siblings all over the place. You didn't have you didn't have a single mother who really had to do everything by herself. You didn't grow up around real racist white people. You didn't have to defeat racism at a young age like I did. So most of you all just really won't understand how powerful I am because you don't take the time to ask questions about these experiences. But to the dark-skinned sisters who don't have these dire experiences that some of us have and have had, to allow us to know where we stand when it comes to Black men, and to allow us to know on a spiritual level that they are inferior. On a spiritual level, you know, some of you sisters, you didn't have enough experiences and you're a little too shocked and dumbfounded, and you're not ready to accept the reality, and you're really not ready for the real revolution, which is us leaving anything to do with Black revolution and leaving Black men in the dust, leaving Black men to do all the work, because we have done everything. And dark-skinned women, if you don't stop doing work for Black revolution, for Black men, and it's at a point where I'm urging sisters, stop supporting everything that Black men do. Only support things that women who are as dark as you or darker are doing in America or foreign. Because another thing, dark-skinned women, we have to understand, it's not just the colorism. It's not just light-skinned women who are in direct competition with us. The demonic possession of other Black women who are so desperate to compete for these niggers who are completely worthless to us. Beautiful, intelligent Black woman who can make it on her own in this world. Not these Black women who love Black men. I'm talking to Black women who love themselves. Stop dealing with these Black women who love Black men. Stop dealing with this solidarity of interracial bullshit and allowing these interracial couples and these interracial swirlers to use you, Black woman, to contribute to their white supremacist structure. It is time. And I want sisters to know, I have seen enough Black women, especially mature Black women, start speaking up about what is necessary for Black women to leave Black men alone, that I can comfortably say us real bloodline witches, us real witches who are here for only one reason, to elevate the Black woman, we will be leaving soon. Because the Black woman is waking up and is awoke. And the Black woman, the revolution, is doing what is necessary, which is leaving Black men for dead the way they left you. And leaving these other Black women who are not sisters but are your enemy with the curse that they want so bad to compete with you for. And accepting the fact that the reason Black men prefer white women is because he's under the curse the Bible talked about in the book of Ezra. Black men in interracial relationships are cursed. Black women in interracial relationships, some are settling, some are doing what they can do. But a lot of these Black women are being blessed. There is a trade-off happening. The inferior woman and the inferior man have already shown that they want each other. Where has that left white men who have respect for themselves and their legacy, and Black women who have respect for themselves and their legacy, with no other choice but to unite against the demonic energies that have taken over America, that translate into rapid homosexuality, interracial dating that disenfranchises the Black woman, the feminine woman, and the masculine man, which is the white man. Black women, if you keep letting the brothers who are not available to you be the catalyst or be the reason why you don't leave Black men, if you are letting these men who are already married, not available to you, or these Black men who don't want you, be the reason why you are not speaking up and joining the movement of Black women who are saying, forget these niggers. We have already done everything. Leave them for dead. In every sense of that word. You cannot let one or two niggas who are not even available for you, one or two good Black men, this myth of them, when all of them are already married to women who are nowhere near as beautiful as me and you. Dark-skinned, beautiful model who I'm talking to intimately right now. These black men have shown you what they want, and they have shown you their curse. I'm asking you, heed this warning and start I'm going to put some links. There's a couple sisters who I recently have been shown to me, and some other sisters who I've been listening to regularly. About 5 or 6 black women with YouTube channels that I want you all to start listening and following so you can understand this is a real movement. And you need to be a part of it to save yourself. Black men can do nothing for us. And the ones that want to, they don't have the ability to because they are still inferior. Please heed this warning. Peace and love. Listen, learn, like, subscribe. Follow me on IG. Peace and love.